Peace and love, everyone. Thanks for being here this morning. Hi, Evaluate. Dear Peter, I couldn't get to Korea yesterday. With the link you sent for it, I don't know if it was a problem. Cheapers, creepers. Write me an email, would you, at peterpanagore.love. Peter@peterpanagore.love. I don't know why that happened. My mistake somehow. Hey, Kristen. Hi, Anne. Thanks for telling me, though. Evaluate. Hey, Wendy. Thanks for being here, my friends. We are few this morning, but we're strong in spirit. Thanks for watching by video too. Peace, everyone. The only way out is in. Welcome to our meditation community. We'll begin with a short lesson, as we always do, followed by a group practice, which we always do. And it's all just within a half hour of your day or evening if you're watching this by recording. And let me know if you are. If you seek spiritual growth, meditation is not just beneficial, it's also practical. They're practical tools for enhancing your daily life. That's better. I once wondered why this book of wisdom remained in print after 3,000 years, and why so many translations existed. The answer lies in the immense usefulness for those seeking ancient wisdom and practical knowledge to enhance your spiritual life, to deepen your mystical journey. Today, we're going to embark on a transformative journey with meditation basics, which we cover in our Kriya class, as Evaluate mentioned, and I'm sorry you missed that. We're going to cover the basic meditation techniques from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And these sutras are not just foundational to yogic practice and understanding, but they're also a treasure trove of ancient wisdom waiting to be explored, experimented with, and understood. In my first near-death experience, union with a capital U was my experience, and it became my soul's one desire to be reunited with my beloved. Ancient Patanjali, the author, has been incredibly helpful in my spiritual journey, and his teachings have stood the test of time. They endure because they work. And we're about to do a deep dive into his profound and fundamental practice teachings. Now, there are 135 brief sutras, which we study in our Kriya Yoga class on Tuesdays on Zoom with a link that usually works. After covering the basics, we'll skip ahead. After covering these basics about what the Yoga Sutras are, there's spiritual exploration. It's a basic text of one of the 9 canonical schools of Indian philosophy, and the legendary author lays down the blueprint for success in yoga, now practiced the world over. Patanjali draws upon many ideas of his time, and the result is a unique work of Indian moral and spiritual philosophy that has been the foundational practice of yoga ever since. The Yoga Sutras. That's the basics. Now we're going to skip ahead a little bit. We're going to start at Yoga Sutra 1.32 and continue through 1.38 in this small series. These particular sutras teach practical and effective mind-focused breath techniques to enhance your practice and your exterior life. Sutra 1.32 introduces the fundamental concept of one-pointedness, concentration, one-pointedness, or single-mindedness. It's about brain training. Our minds are distractible, often filled with everything except silence and the capacity to listen to the whispered voice of the ineffable. Concentrating on a single spot, feeling, or idea can remove distractions Single-minded techniques prevent mental obstacles and their accompanying blindness. All our thoughts are basically mental obstacles. Hard to say that this morning. They're mental obstacles in the way of our listening. By focusing the mind on the breath and a single subject, such as a mantra, a prayer chant, or breath, we develop a fundamental tool for real spiritual growth or integration, or both. Actually, both. The goal is to steady the mind, not necessarily to concentrate on the desired object, God, or oneness. It's not to concentrate on that. That comes naturally as a result of the practice. One can live devotionally. With Bhakti Yoga, I live devotionally. But my mental practice isn't about concentrating on the oneness necessarily. It's about concentrating, period. This might sound contradictory, but the brain can't grasp oneness. But the soul can experience it. To experience oneness, one must first practice single-mindedness. That's an easiest way that I've ever found. It's the easiest way I've ever found. By practicing single-mindedness, I gain access to the oneness. Now, we're going to explore this concept over the next coming weeks. But one familiar technique, pardon me, we're going to explore this using Sutras 1.32 to which we talk about singleness today, to 1.38, so that we can familiarize ourselves with other techniques other than mantra chanting, which we're going to do today. Because prayer on a single idea or word matched with breath controls the mind. This helps control the words and images in our mind, those runaway thoughts. Using the mind as we do is an excellent way to quiet its chatter. We're basically using it against itself. As you grasp these words as mental tools, their meaning eventually falls away, and you're basically left with sound, meaningless sound, leaving you free to concentrate on your breath. Eventually, even the sound, the words themselves drop away, and then eventually even the breath doesn't so much stop as one becomes unaware of its quietness. And in that deep space, in each successive level, but particularly in that deep space of no breath feeling or concentration, God, the ineffable, will reveal itself as peace, bliss, compassion, attention, humility, warmth, all arising in the heart, the hands, the belly, the head. It becomes an interactive modality of experiencing the world. Single-mindedness is a mental effort. And it really is a major tool, which is why the book is still in print after 3,000 years. I incorporated the practices I found in here under different names in my Christian pastorate. When I was a minister, I was teaching this, but with a different language form. My congregation had no idea that I was teaching single-mindedness, although I talked about it. I didn't tell them where it came from. It's effective in every tradition because the mental capacity for focus, along with breath, becomes the avenue for listening to the voice that whispers without language. Now, the next time we're going to discuss how to practice our inner life in the outer world when we take a brief look at Sutra 1.33. We're going to cover this for the next few days and see whether this is helpful to you. It's been super helpful to me. I hope it's super helpful to you. I'll say again, hi to everybody. Hey, Catherine, thanks for having my back here with this, helping with the streaming, looking over my shoulder. Good morning, Rebecca. Wendy, very helpful tip. Focus on single-mindedness. Major shift just felt here. Thank you. Excellent. Hey, JJ, good morning. So the idea here is that the brain is trained through single-mindedness. And hi, Sharon. In my, you're welcome, Evaluate. In my own practice, thank you for saying this. I appreciate knowing that it's helpful. In my own practice, I run through a series of single-minded focuses. The technique is about single-minded focus, not about grasping the thing that you're doing. So if in your mantra practice, you find yourself sitting in your heart chakra with your mind here, and then suddenly you move up to your throat chakra, that's totally okay. To run between them is totally okay, because the single-minded practice is can jump from place to place. People talk about multitasking. There is really no such thing as multitasking. The brain can really only do one thing at a time effectively. And so if you do a series of one things at a time, you're still in the presence of single-mindedness. So for instance, let's begin, and I'll run you through a little bit. The alarm is already set. Thanks for being here this morning. And by recording, I already have my alarm set for the bottom of the hour. So we're running out of our 20 minutes here because I'm jabbering away. The Self-Realization Fellowship retreat is happening now. I love those guys. Good morning, Living for Joy. All right. My feet are flat on the floor. I've got my mantra in my head. My mantra is Jesus. I think I would have had I not gone into the church used Om. So I'm going to feet flat on the floor. I'm going to use my single word chant. I'm going to breathe in my nose, down my spine, rest at the bottom. Rest in your belly if you want to, or in your root. Then back up my spine. Stopping at the very top of my spine where my skull touches my top vertebrae. I'm going to draw my mask on today too, as I explained the other day. So back to this. Single-minded. Listen to your breath. Control your focus. Peace and love, my friends. Peace and love, Robert. See y'all soon.